Crypto investing, deciding which investment strategy is right for you. I am here with one of my favorite YouTubers, Rob from Digital Asset News, a longtime crypto investor, and one of the YouTube channels I religiously follow. Thanks so much for joining us here today, Rob.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I'm excited to have you as one of our speakers at the upcoming Conscious Crypto event that's in 2 weeks. One of the things I get a lot of questions on from traders on our channel or traders in general, or people who are just interested in investing in crypto is, where do you start? Should I be doing leverage trading? Should I just set up a HODL portfolio? That's hold on for dear life as an acronym for those of you who don't know what HODL means. Where do you recommend people start, Rob?
I think it's just the easiest things just to buy and hold, because I mean, there's no real brain power to that. There's a little brain power, but you just have to go, okay, well, which one of these crypto assets or these digital assets would I like to get into? Okay, well, I like this asset because it has a good team, it has real utility, the tokenomics make sense, or whichever research that you're doing, and just go from there. And then start to you can learn more of the advanced strategies if you really want to. But a lot of the times, I mean, just investing and holding seems to work out pretty well. And for people that are, have come from the traditional side over to now to crypto, it's not like investing into gold or investing into a certain stock. It's going to take, 20, 30 years until you retire. I mean, you'll see returns of 10x, 20x, and more in this market. And not to say that happens all the time, and not to say that this is a get rich quick, because the volatility is massive and what goes up will come down. But in all honesty, just buying and holding is the simplest, easiest, and what I still do today.
Yeah. And a great recommended place for where to start if you're looking at investing in crypto, right? So let's talk about the other end of the spectrum, right? Because a lot of people new to the trading world get wooed into thinking leverage trading, especially high leverage trading, is where it's at, right? And we look at these exchanges that talk about, 100x leverage trades, or, they do a lot of advertising. They encourage people to come in. They encourage people to take a lot of risks. The exchanges, though, that actually publish their statistics will tell you that 80% of traders on those exchanges lose money. Little known fact, right?
Yeah.
And so the reality is, when people are going into leverage trading, you usually need to be pretty experienced as a crypto investor and understanding really how the market operates, doing either hodling or, what we might call spot trading, where you might make a few trades a year, trading the peaks and valleys, which is, I think, more aligned with what you do, Rob. And truthfully, the majority of what I do is spot trading, right? Yeah. I do a little bit of leverage trading, but the majority of traders who make a lot of money will often tell you HODL and spot trading is the backbone of any portfolio. Would you agree?
Yeah. For some people, they just want to just, HODL for a long time, and then they can do spot trading here and there. Because at some point, if we're talking about spot trading, whether that be every month, or that be every 3, 6, a year, whatever it is, at some point you're going to want to trade to get in and out of a position, right? So yes, at some point you're going to have to. The leverage part is very attractive, because it's like, I just heard from this guy that I can get 10x, 20x, and 30x. He just said it like 3 minutes ago on this exact video. So if that's 30x and I can leverage myself at another, 5, 10, 50x, that means I can retire tomorrow. And that is it. I think that is the allure of leverage trading. The other side of leverage trading is the things that I see all the time in my comment section of my channel, which is, Rob, you told me not to do leverage trading, didn't listen. And I just lost my tail end on this trade because I got liquidated. I could have sworn we were going to go long. I could have sworn things were going to go short. And before you know it, I'm all out of my money. And I'm like, even though things are accelerated here in cryptoverse, it's not a get rich quick scheme. The fundamentals still remain the same as far as an investor, which is do your own research, patience, look behind the curtain, and just make the best decisions over time. And things usually work out.
Yeah. I actually have a video on this channel, by the way, on why low leverage makes you way more money than high leverage, right? And like, this is one of the myths in the trading industry. People think, oh, high leverage, I'm going to make way more money, right? But first of all, the fees are way higher on high leverage. They report your earnings based on the amount of margin you have. So, you know, when you do a high leverage trade, you have smaller margins. So they report it like it's a much higher percentage, when in fact, it's the same trade. Like a $10,000 trade is a $10,000 trade. So if your margin's 5,000 on a $10,000 trade at a 2x leverage, you're going to make the same amount of money as if you're doing a $10,000 trade with 100x leverage. And your margin's only, you know, sorry, I'm trying to do the math in my head, but like on a, you know, a $10,000 trade, $100 would give you a $10,000 trade at 100x leverage, right? And yet you'll make the same amount of money. The exchange will report that your percentage gain was much higher on the 100x trade, because they're reporting it relative to your margin, not relative to the whole trade, right? So it creates this myth that people make a lot more money on high leverage, right? And the reality is, the minute you're doing a leverage trade, you're risking losing some of your principal. You're risking losing some of your HODL portfolio, your main asset, right? So you really do need to know what you're doing. You really want to educate yourself. You know, one of the reasons we created this Conscious Crypto event was because we wanted people to understand that responsible trading is like a journey. First, you got to learn about the industry as a whole and understand it. Then you got to learn how to, you know, set up an investment portfolio. You got to learn how to keep the money. Like, you know, what are the tax strategies you need? What's the overall personal structures you need in place so that the tax man isn't taking all your crypto investing, right? Which is why we have tax experts speaking at this Conscious Crypto event. And then, you know, maybe then you graduate into a little bit more spot trading, and then from there you move into leverage trading. But really, if you don't have that foundation under you, it's kind of like trying to play hockey without knowing how to skate. You know, like for me, that's a good analogy, right? You don't hop on the hockey rink when you've never actually stood on skates, right? So there is a progression people need to learn here. I mean, would you agree? And I think it's important that people understand that.
Yeah, I think the problem with everything that you said is that everybody knows that story of that guy or gal who invested in a Dogecoin, and then all of a sudden they're a millionaire. And they're like, well, if that guy can do it, and it seems so simple, well, I can do it. And I can, and all of a sudden you start to see the social media contests of, well, get into trading when, you know, if you're doing this well, this how, and you can do really good over here. And before you know it, you're like, I am a genius. And then all of a sudden everything just kind of crashes around. So yeah, I mean, it can work sometimes, but that's like less than the 1%. But the majority of the time, and it doesn't take, like, you can have, if you don't really know what's going on, you can have 3-4 successful trades. It happens all the time, especially in crypto. The problem is then there's those one big trades that just wipes out everything. Then you're like, now either I'm starting from square zero or square one or square home base, or I'm actually taking 2 steps back. So it's just one of those things where it's not about how much you make, it's how much you keep. And that is the big thing.
That's quotable. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. You know, and I like to think of, you know, and I am an experienced trader coming out of the Forex world, but I like to think of the leverage trading part of my overall investment portfolio almost like lottery money. Like, you know, we all buy lottery tickets, right? And I mean, it's, you know, because I'm fairly experienced as a trader, I generally win my trades because I'm pretty cautious going in. But if you're new to trading, you know, you buy lottery tickets believing you're going to win the lottery, but you would not use that as your retirement strategy, right? Like, you know, you don't put a ton of money in lottery tickets, then you just got a gambling addiction, right? So if you're learning leverage trading, trade with fake money first, you know, because all of the exchanges allow you to trade with fake money for a good year before you put real money in. And then when you do put in real money, like, make it 5% of your overall crypto investment portfolio, not like, don't bet the farm, right? Because it is easy to get wrecked when you're doing leverage trading. And, you know, one of the reasons we wanted to create this channel and create the Conscious Crypto event is we do see a lot of people out there that are getting wooed into the wrong type of trading and really getting wrecked very quickly. And then we see horror stories typed in the comment fields of people's channels saying, you know, I saw some guy saying, just as you were saying, right? And, you know, went in with a high leverage trade and lost all my money. You know, how dare you guys say that crypto investing is a good idea? You know, that like that's really not what it's all about, right?
Yeah, well, it totally makes sense. And that's what it's all about, making sure that people understand the risks before they play the game. That's the big thing.
So we'll be talking about this more at the upcoming Conscious Crypto event.
Okay.
Rob's going to be one of our key speakers at that event. We're so excited to hear the in-depth dive that you're going to be helping us with at that event. At this event, it's really designed for people who are serious about getting into crypto investing and eventually into crypto trading, or those who are already experienced in crypto trading. At the end of these 3 days, you're going to walk away with a solid understanding of how to invest in crypto, how to set up a solid HODL portfolio. What are some of the broad scale scenarios that can affect the overall price action in the crypto market, the overall analysis? What are some of the elements that we wouldn't normally think about, like astrology or moon cycles that can actually affect? Because we all know full moons affects human behaviors, and guess what? Human behaviors affect the price of Bitcoin, believe it or not, right? All the price of Bitcoin is the sum total of a bunch of human interactions, right? And you can actually chart those things out and learn. We're also going to have experts come in on tax structures and how to keep your crypto once you have it, and bull run end predictions. So you can start to get ready for when you want to start cashing in some of your investments and thinking about, how do you take assets out of crypto and invest in other hard assets that are going to help you maintain your wealth. So the link for that is down below. The final early bird special ends in just a couple days. So don't forget to get your ticket now, because the price hike goes up this coming Monday. And you don't want to miss this event. We know you've lost more than this on individual bad decisions in investing in crypto. This will be money well spent. Invest in yourself, and you will become easily one of the 1% of crypto investors and crypto traders that hangs on to their money and makes great wealth. Yeah, thanks so much for joining us today, Rob. It was just a joy to have you here today.
See everybody there.